We're gonna go take a quick break. We're gonna go grab a Starbucks. But what I want to talk about is
these nuts. Got him!
Something that keeps getting brought up in the comments on our YouTube channel is, why the hell would you wrap a car? Why is wrap better than paint? Or why is paint better than wrap? It's just like all these dudes and they're just battling it out. It trips me out. One thing I'll tell you guys is that paint and wrap are two totally different things. You know, painting a car, awesome. I mean, I got a lot of respect for somebody who goes in and takes their car and totally transforms it, paints it, does all the good shit, and spends 10, 20, 30, sometimes 50 grand on a paint job. That's not a wrap. You know, it's definitely not a wrap. Wraps are totally different. Wraps are for people that are looking to customize their vehicle, change it up a little bit for a temporary time, because a wrap is not permanent. A paint job is permanent, so that's just right off the bat what makes them totally different from each other. You do have to change, you know, like your insurance. You got to go talk about all those things. You got to tell them that you painted your car and go a different color. With a wrap, you don't have to do any of that because it's not a permanent change. It's totally different. It's mainly to protect it. That's why we have so many brand new cars coming in. I can't tell you guys how many times I've had a brand new car with less than 100 miles come into our shop and ask for a wrap. And there are people that are going to question that, like, why would you wrap a brand new car? The idea of wrapping a car is to protect the paint, be different, stylize your vehicle, personalize it the way you want it to be without making it permanent. You can literally remove the wrap and your paint is perfect. You know, as far as pricing, you want to talk about pricing of a wrap. There are shops that are doing wraps really cheap, you know, coming with cheap, or things that come along with cheap is bad material, bad installers, quality, durability, how it holds up. That's a whole nother story. But you know, if you're telling me you can get your car painted for less than a wrap, I think you're crazy, because I had a car painted one time. This was years ago. I spent over 10 grand, and that still wasn't an expensive paint job. That was just me trying to get my car, got the body work done, and get it squared away. So 10 grand for a paint job. A wrap, you know, wraps prices are different anywhere you go. They're always gonna be different. Shops are, you know, depends on the demographic that shop's targeting. Some guys only work on high-end Lamborghinis, and they're able to charge, you know, 5, 6 grand for a wrap. Yeah, that's expensive. That's a lot. You know, the average shop, I believe, I want to say is between 23 up into 35, which is pretty common, you know, and that's basically where our ballpark is. You know, we get a lot of the Subarus coming in. We work on those cars all the time. People know that we work on those cars all the time. They become a cakewalk for us, so we're able to, you know, do a good rate on it. We charge about 22 to 25 for a Subaru wrap. You know, it's just, we've wrapped hundreds of them. We know the vehicle like the back of our hands. So, say it again, wrapping cars and painting cars, two totally different things. People are constantly hitting me up about it, arguing about it in the comments. I think it's crazy. I think it's funny to watch, but it's just like, I feel like somebody needs to address it, because people are always talking about comparing the two, and they don't compare. They're totally different. You get a good quality wrap installer, they can kill it. They can do all the edges. They can, you know, install this wrap and make it look like a paint job. We have cars that are wrapped that people would never question if it's a wrap. They would just assume it's a paint job. They would never even ask the owner of the car if it's a wrap, because it looks like a, you know, a paint job. And that's the idea of wrapping a car, is you want to get that to look as much like paint as possible. And that's what we're emphasizing when we're wrapping cars. Our idea is to hide all the existing paint as much as we can. We can go in and wrap a whole car and totally get rid of the existing color. A lot of the times that's not the idea. It's an exterior wrap that people are looking for. They want their car to visually be appealing when they're driving. It doesn't need to be in the door jambs. It was never meant to be a permanent change or something to hide your existing paint. That's not the idea here. You know, so there's multiple ways of wrapping a car, and that definitely happens to be one of the things. Like, when you get a car painted, they could go in and not paint your door jambs too. I mean, it's an option. It's less work. It probably save you some money. You wouldn't want to do that, of course, but it's the same thing with the wrap. If you ask me, you want to come in and you want to get your Audi wrapped and you want to get the door jambs done, we'll do it. We'll remove all the doors. We'll remove everything off the car. We'll wrap it all. We'll hide the color. We can do that. Most people don't want to pay that kind of money because they're going in for a wrap. It's two totally different things. Wrapping and painting is two totally different things. Wraps are getting, you know, the wrap technology is improving like every day, and it trips me out. I mean, it's a great thing, because wraps are becoming so popular now that the companies that are producing the wrap materials, 3M, Avery, Oracal, different brands like that, they're understanding that, hey, they're in a market that's growing, so they're coming out with some of the baddest colors I've ever seen. They look like paint jobs, from heavy sparkle flake, which would look like maybe like an old school lowrider paint job that may or may not cost like 20, 30 grand. I mean, I don't know, like, I know like some of the lowrider guys spend that kind of money, but we're able to achieve that with the Rant now. I want to say thank you guys. We got, you know, we're getting a lot of subscribers on YouTube. It means a lot to us. It's like, it's crazy. A couple months ago, we didn't have, you know, YouTube, so here we are, you know, almost at 25,000. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for, you know, giving us the opportunity to bring content to you guys. So the more you guys like and subscribe, the more videos we're gonna do. So thank you guys.